A very happy feast to you, dear friends, priests, and all Christians who are said to be the followers of Christ. If I ask you a question, what would you do if today is your last day to live and tomorrow you are about to die? For sure. What would you do today? We tend to meet people whom we want, whom we love, and there would be people too to hear what you would be saying. And ironically, there would be people to know what you are going to give in succession, the property or any other belongings. So there are mixed feelings and emotions that clutter the mind of the one who is about to die. And today, Thursday evening, Jesus is going through that emotion of struggle, distress, pain. Amidst all this, Jesus is trying to share his precious time with his disciples, who would be continuing his mission of love, preaching the forgiveness and extending God's love to the mankind. And that is the call priests receive today, who are supposed to be extending Jesus' work on earth. And he himself says, "Do this in my memory." And what is it in his last hours Jesus has to say? We often talk about 7 words of Jesus on the cross, and we also are to remember the last moments which he spent with the disciples at the Last Supper. And what did he do? And what did he preach? Let us see each scene and what is it that Jesus has to convey. He sits with apostles, treating everyone with dignity, is the message conveyed. Jesus takes off his outer garment, tells us, exhorts us to give up or to take away our pride and arrogance. And then Jesus girds his waist with a clock, challenging us to hold to the responsibilities, laboring diligently till the end. It is not by mere preaching or talking, but by doing. And Jesus then kneels down and bends, a great message of humility before the subordinates, cautioning all those in power to lower themselves and respect and listen to them, not just honoring them a day, but always. Do we wash the feet of the parishioners on Maundy Thursday and forget that servicehood is priesthood? The culmination of this process we see while Jesus washing the feet of the apostles, an act of cleaning us from our wrongdoing, bad habits, associations, adherences, attachments, and from all the places that our feet has gone for wrong reasons. At this time, Peter was reluctant, stops Jesus not to wash. Do we tend to behave in a similar way, to receive the corrections, admonitions, guidance contrary to the teaching and commandment of Jesus? It is said, a good example is the best sermon. Jesus lays this example and playing low in order to bring out the best and the good from us all. An act of assistance in bringing out the good, taking away the bad from the lives of the people or the flock entrusted. A process of healing, a process of change, and we call it transformation. And in the Eucharist, we call it transubstantiation. He takes the bread, breaks it, and he takes the wine and offers it and gives them, after which again he tells them, "Do this in memory of me." He washes and tells them to do to one another. He offers bread and wine and tells them to do again. An imitation of Christ is an invitation to salvation. Transubstantiation on the altar in the Eucharist invites all of us to turn our hearts from bad to good, wrong to right, and from evil to holiness. It is not just to the priests, but to all of us, for we are all followers of Christ and thus are being called Christians. I wish and pray that you may soar high to the greater spiritual heights with a humble and contrite heart.